Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for attending Attentive Thread. This has been an absolutely magical week, and I am so excited to be here today to give a deeper dive into our Attentive email product. Before we get started, I want to introduce myself. I am Director of Product Marketing here at Attentive, and joined today with me will be two great customers, Jordan Parrish from Apotheke and Jennifer Peters from Ollie, who through their feedback and partnership have helped shape Attentive email to be what it is today. Let's see if this is working. We can get started. Okay, so Attentive email, let's go from the beginning. Do you want me to hold until we get this up here? Okay. Well, let's go from the beginning. Before we get into Attentive email, in 2017, when we first launched Attentive, our focus first and foremost was building the best performing SMS platform. In V1, we focused on things like compliance from the beginning. We focused on our list growth tools, and today we've captured over 1 billion in transactional and marketing and opt-ins across email and SMS today. In V2, we focused on our rich identity to help power our segmentation and personalization. We advanced our analytics, and we created a playbook for success for our customers. And in V3, when we started to see large scale across the platform, is when we enhanced our deliverability to ensure every message was being sent and delivered. We created a marketplace of over 100+ integrations, some of which you've heard about today. And we got really busy creating new tools like Concierge. But time and time again, when we would go to you, our customers, and ask, what do you want us to build next? The resounding theme was always an email product. And that's because what we all know to be true is that email and SMS are two complementary channels that, when orchestrated well, maximize the results of each other. In fact, what we've seen is that SMS still continues to outperform email, but an email and SMS subscriber is 2.4x more likely to convert in their first 30 days than an SMS-only subscriber. 2.4x more likely. And the results are that 23% of email and SMS subscribers actually purchase within their first 30 days. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking to yourself, I have both email and SMS subscribers, and I'm not getting those types of results. And that's because getting 23% on traditional ESPs with non-orchestrated strategies is really difficult to achieve. So we've all had that personal brand experience where you're getting inundated with texts and emails and offers, and it feels incredibly unpersonalized and frankly a bit annoying. And as a marketer in your professional life, worst case scenario you can do is send a text message with a product recommendation after they immediately just purchased that through an email. Well, orchestration on non-unified platforms can be extremely challenging when you have siloed segmentation, two customer data sets, and unfortunately, this is felt by the end consumer with poor brand moments. Now, despite all these challenges marketers are having with coordinating across channels, we've heard from you that you're not receiving the support that you need from your traditional ESP. Oftentimes, you're plagued with long wait times, expensive support packages, and a new support rep every time you reach out. And that brings us to Attentive Email, our full end-to-end email marketing solution. Our vision with Attentive Email is to solve some of these issues with our three core pillars. One, world-class support, so the same support and service you get with your SMS product brought to your email product. Two, with high-performing products, so driving more revenue possible in your email program in tandem with your SMS program. And three, all on an enterprise platform, built uniquely for mid-market to enterprise companies. Now let's talk a little bit about our world-class support and what you can expect when you sign up as an email customer with our world-class support. So we all know someone with an ESP migration horror story, and we really wanted to make that a thing of the past. So we hired from leading ESPs and built a best-in-class product specialist team. This product specialist team is hands-on, support-oriented, and really great to work with. They'll personally migrate every brand that works with us for Attentive email, and the results speak for themselves. They have a 96% satisfaction rate just from email customers alone. We also know the importance of deliverability in an email program, and we have best-in-class deliverability metrics. There's a few things that contribute to that alongside our expertise in our deliverability team. One, we do not let low-quality senders on the platform. These low-quality senders can hurt and damage the reputation of the other shared IPs and damage reputation with big mailbox providers. So because of that, we encourage every customer on Attentive email to be on their own dedicated domain, and we actually offer that service for free. We also have a messaging operations team that worked hand in hand with our engineering team to build in all the best practices and deliverability from the ground up into the platform. So you'll get access to an advanced professional services team built directly into the platform. Now, I think we talked a lot about our support team, and a great team can only take you so far. You also have to have really great products to be successful. So I'm super excited to welcome up Ryan Burr, a sales engineer here at Attentive. He's going to be giving us a live demo today, so give him a big shout out, and welcome up Ryan.
Thanks, Candace. Hey, everyone. I'm Ryan Burr. I'm a principal sales engineer here at Attentive, and I work on new products. Now, as an email nerd, I am extremely honored to be able to come talk to you all about Attentive email today at our first Thread conference. When we first set out to build an email product, we had a major first focus on triggered email. It's a seamless way for marketers to be able to introduce email and SMS into a cohesive experience. It tends to have great CVR, ultimately has good deliverability as well, which is nice. And as we slowly started to get into that space, we wanted customers to be able to effortlessly use those two channels together. So today, customers can introduce email into their existing SMS journeys. They can work with us on pre-built templates that are known to have good conversion results and best practices, or they can work with a product specialist to build custom journeys from scratch. Now, if that wasn't enough, we also have seen a lot of our customers have an actual performance increase when it comes to the revenue that they've gained by moving over with us. And I think of this as two major reasons. One being identification, our ability to take that anonymous user on your site, identify them down to an email address or a phone number when they're most likely to convert and target them with an eligible message. And the second is our easy-to-use orchestration tools combined with the people power here at Attentive that really allow our marketers not to have to deal with trial and error too much as they're getting started with us. Now, with that, I am going to jump in to a demo and try to take you guys through how our triggered email solution is working today to drive personalization. All right, so a little bit of role playing before we get started here. I'm still Ryan, but I'm also the CMO of a company called Orchard Street Coffee. And we are a digital company that deals in selling cold brew as well as fresh baked beans. And I have a pretty interesting marketing strategy where I want to be able to introduce personalization to every step of the customer experience when they're coming to buy from me. So if we go into Attentive, and hopefully this homepage is familiar with everyone here, I often find, and I tell other marketers throughout my career in email, that segmentation is a really easy way to drive personalization, and especially in a triggered email journey or a triggered SMS journey. So I'm going to jump into segments here, and you'll see some of my existing segments here. Something right off the bat that you're going to see that's new is we now can look at subscription status within your segments, just giving you an understanding of reach, maybe which channel you should use to engage a specific segment or cohort, or even who's just attainable on each channel. And as I go to build out these segments, what you're going to see is that we can go directly into activity, and I can now look at things like my SMS activity combined with my email activity, and even group that with things like the tag behavior we pick up on site and some Shopify details. My coffee site is run on Shopify, so I get a little bit of added segmentation attributes from them as well here. Now, for my use case, I'm really interested in finding anyone who's previously purchased from me in the past, and I want to be able to drive a personalized experience for them when I look at doing a multi-channel journey. So I'm just going to create a segment that says, find me everyone who has purchased at least once over all time from my brand. Great, we're going to let this run. I am going to name it previous purchasers. And boom, I've now identified this user. Now, I only have 4. I mean, I am a growing business. Give me a break. Well, we're going to go through, and now we're going to utilize a journey to ensure that I interact with all these different customer cohorts that I have in a very personalized manner. So we're going to go into journeys. And right off the bat, you'll see my active journeys within here. I'm going to double click into my cart abandon that I've been building out in a second, but I did want to show you those pre-built journey templates we talked about. I can go into multi-channel here and just get a good view of what templates I have access to. And these utilize best practices. They're known to have good conversion results, and it's a really easy way to get started with us. But again, big value we're going to provide is we do have product specialists in-house that'll help you build custom journeys if you're interested in that approach as well. So I'm going to go back into my cart abandonment here. And like a typical cart abandon, I'm going to start with the added to cart event that the tag is going to pick up. And before I go too far through here, you're going to see that I have access to a send email module now. So the same way that you're used to using SMS at any point in a customer journey, you can now just say add email and send an email at that same point in the customer's experience. Now, I am interested in going and making this into a draft. And just to define my story a little bit better, again, I'm trying to drive a very personalized approach through a cart abandonment. So we're going to see the event happen. I'm waiting 20 minutes, and then they're going to go into a branch. Now, if they haven't started checkout, I'm going to start messaging them at this point. And what you'll see here is that I have created a branch where I'm essentially identifying those different segments we talked about earlier. So I have segments of people who've purchased from me in the past. These are repeat customers coming back to site, hopefully to convert again. I have people that are showing me high intent. So this is an audience that's engaged. They are adding items to cart on my site. They haven't purchased yet, but they seem like they're giving me all the purchasing signals that I know that they have a high intent to actually buy from me. And then I have an actual VIP cohort that I've isolated. These are people that come to my store a lot. I want to make sure that I drive them a unique experience as well. And anyone who doesn't fit into this model is going to go into the else branch here, which I'll talk about here in a second. Now, the beauty of this approach is that I can start with SMS with each one of these 3 cohorts. And the messaging within that SMS, though, is different for each group. For my repeat purchasers, it's welcome back. I'm calling out a first name for personalization. And I'm not including an incentive with this group because I want to see if I can actually get them to convert without offering some sort of discount. Meanwhile, my high intent group who has not purchased from me in the past, I'm not going with a first name macro in this example, but I am including an incentive to try to get them over the line. And for anyone who is paying attention to the keynotes, my VIP group is actually going through concierge, where they're getting interactive with a group of agents. They're going to ask them, hey, welcome back. We saw that you were interested in this product. Text us back if you have any questions. And they're now going to help me to try to get this person to convert. Now, I have a lot of users that don't fit into one of those 3 buckets, and I want to make sure that they also are approached individually. So with this group, I'm going to be starting with email. And this email is just going to contain some basic information. So you're going to see things like naming the step. This is just so we can give you step performance reports, show you how every step of your journeys are performing so you can make data-driven decisions on how to make changes. We'll also help you with doing things like setting up your from name and from email. And you'll see my subject lines in there. I'm also going to pull the preview text directly from the email body. And I'm not going to have time to go into the editors here, but we do have an HTML editor. We also have a drag and drop editor with all the content modules I think most marketers are going to be interested in. So just know that we can accommodate almost any content styling here. Now, once I'm happy with that, I can save that, go into place. And now that group that's unidentified to me, they're going to receive an email as the first touch. Now, where this gets really interesting for me as a marketer is I have a lot of questions. I don't want to push any users to opt out. I want to make sure that I'm thinking about when do I end this journey for a user, when do I continue. And to understand that, I'm using engagement-based branching throughout this, where I'm saying things like, if a customer clicked an email link from the previous step of this journey, I want to make sure that we send them an SMS as the next step and ask them to take action if they still haven't purchased yet. Meanwhile, if they haven't, after a day, we'll target them with one more email. I'll see if they actually open that email. If they haven't, I'm ending their journey. And if not, they continue on my customer experience going through this. And again, this is just offering me an ability to drive personalization at scale. I don't have to continue tinkering with this. Once I set it up, I'm going to be able to watch the analytics come through, and I'm going to be able to make changes as I see fit. And I also get a much more trustworthy picture of attribution now that I don't have 2 systems fighting over that conversion. So that's kind of my run through of triggered email now that we have access to it with our SMS journeys. At this point, I'd love to welcome up Jordan Parrish, one of our customers from Apotheke. She is the director of digital marketing over there. And we're going to interview her about her experience so far using Attentive email. So Jordan, welcome to stage. Hey, Jordan. Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Hey, thanks for being here with us today. I love the brand. I'd love to just allow you to introduce yourself, say a couple things about Apotheke, then we'll get started.
Yeah, of course. Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan. I am the digital marketing director at Apotheke. We are a home fragrance brand. Maybe you saw our candles downstairs or smelled them. Yeah? Woo? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes. And we are based in Brooklyn. We are a super data-driven team, and we really rely on our partners such as Attentive to help us out on the strategy side. And I'm so excited to talk about email and what we did with you guys.
Love it. Love it. I will say, guys, I got the charcoal candle from Jordan. It's amazing. Repeat buyer now. If you haven't, by the way, go downstairs. They have a booth. I think they're doing some sort of offer as well. Very nice.
Yes.
Into the meat and potatoes here a little bit. When you guys were evaluating ESPs, how did you land on Attentive? Like, what interested you about us?
Yeah, so we were already with Attentive on the SMS side, and there's always just been a huge level of trust there, and again, support with the strategy. And we were having some technical, sort of like issues with another ESP that I will not mention the name of, but we knew that Attentive was really just always there with the support, and it was sort of just kind of the perfect timing when we were presented with an opportunity to be involved in an email trial. And yeah, the support that we already knew was there, especially on that technical side, we felt confident to test it out.
I love that.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot throughout my email career. Like, it's really easy to damage trust, especially in the email world, and especially when it's long wait times. They're like, hey, buy this service and we'll help you.
Especially when you, the whole reason that for me, I was like, we have to do something. I happened to come across that one of our major site events was not capturing, that was triggering our browse abandon email flow. Ouch. So yeah, major ouch. Yeah. Still getting over that. But we, just to us, we were like, okay, red flag, we're not capturing Shopify events. So we knew Attentive was capturing it for SMS already.
Well, I'm glad to hear that we got that resolved.
You did.
Yeah. What, and this is kind of a loaded question. I hesitate anytime I ask a marketer this, but what was your migration like?
It didn't even feel like a migration. To me, migration, just being in e-com, is such a big word that, like, theme migrations and migrations with platforms, it's always just entails so much support and so many people, a lot of time and a lot of nerves. And honestly, this was just super seamless. We have a small but mighty team, and the Attentive team came in, and I provided access to our previous ESP, and they really just, someone spoke on this earlier, but it was very, they rebuilt every single email that we had into Attentive. We didn't have to do anything with that. They tested out, they QA'd for us. I'm very diligent on a good QA. And it was really nice to see all of that done by your team, and it just made the trust just really strong in the whole process.
Speaking on behalf of Attentive, we were happy to help. I'm interested, like, any experiences you've had with Attentive email so far? Like anything that you're doing today that you weren't doing previously that showed that it's paying dividends or anything like that?
Yeah, honestly, our segmentation, I feel super confident with being able to, kind of like in your demo, where you're combining all of this data. Not only are we getting this sort of demographic data that we already had within each customer profile, but now we have just this really trustworthy behavioral data where we can sort of cross what people are doing with an email, with an SMS, on the site, which products they're purchasing, and even on the attribution side, this customer has spent more than X. You're not getting these numbers that don't match up with these different models. Yeah. So having it in one spot has just really been able to like spread in the way that we're segmenting, which just opens up hundreds of opportunities. Preaching
to the choir.
Yeah.
I'm all about that,
yeah.
Obviously. I'm interested, just like what's next for Apotheke? Like what are you guys looking at next from an email marketing perspective?
Yeah. So with that being said about all of the segmentation and all of those opportunities, We have found through customer research as well that when somebody gets into a scent and like their signature fragrance and their signature scent, they tend to sort of stick in that fragrance family. And with the data that we're now capturing and able to segment from that, we want to build out these automated experiences where you are getting a very personalized experience from the type of scent you like. So we're going to present you with things that you may also like, staying in a certain collection, but maybe you can branch out and try this or try that. This scent pairs really well with another scent. And honestly, I think that sort of data, when it's all in different places, feels a little shaky to build an entire journey based on that. But I think now that we can see it all in one spot, really helps. Really helps with that.
I mean, it seems like basic human behavior, right?
Yeah.
Like I buy the same stuff over and over and over again.
You should branch out a little if you like charcoal.
I know, it's kind of boring, right? Like,
I'll send you an email.
Yeah, hey. Well, let us know if we can help. I see a lot of opportunity with segmentation strategies and stuff like that, better personalization. But I really want to thank you for your time. Thanks for agreeing to do this. And like on behalf of Attentive, like thanks for being such a good partner.
Of course. Thank you guys for everything, and thank you all.
Yeah. Let's hear that. Okay, and now with that, I would like to welcome back up Candace, and now to be joined by Jennifer Peters from Ollie. Talk about their experience.
Thank you, Ryan. I am so excited to be joined today with Jennifer from Ollie. If you haven't checked out their gummies, we actually have them in the back, and I've been eating them all week. But before we get started on a customer interview, I just want to give a high-level overview of our Attentive campaign email product. So marketers like Ollie are using Attentive's campaign email product to create highly personalized and segmented campaigns for things like one-time sales, new VIP launches, new product launches. And as Ryan mentioned, we have a very easy-to-use design editor. So you can import in all your existing HTML templates. You can build new ones with our drag and drop modules, or leverage our strategic design team, she's sitting right here, and work with our best-in-class templates. We also have advanced functionality like analytics that Eric Meow is going to talk about a little bit, and our A/B testing functionality that allows you to test on total revenue in addition to your click-through rates and open rates. And marketers like Ollie are using these to get a little more insight into their consumers and send more targeted and revenue-driving campaigns. So I'd like to now introduce Jennifer. Jennifer, give us a little bit of background of yourself and the Ollie brand.
Sure, yeah, I've been at Ollie for almost 2 years now. We are a vitamin and supplement brand owned by Unilever. We make delightful gummy vitamins. And if you're not sure who Ollie is, if you've ever been in Target, when you walk into Target and you turn right, that is Ollie. That's a great example of what our packaging looks like. And we used to use probably the same unnamed email provider that a previous person was speaking of. And it's fine. I think it's a very DIY, solid tool. And we really needed more than that. Again, we were already working with Attentive on SMS and saw this level of support and frankly just the speed at which the product was developing and growing and advancing, and we're really excited about that. And we have learned to never say no to Attentive when invited to do anything, and so we didn't say no to email.
Awesome, well thank you. And what's been kind of some of the tools and functionality that have you used for our Attentive campaign email product?
Well, I think the A/B testing was really a key piece there. It's very easy to A/B test creative, I think, in most ESPs. I think the hard one for us was send time, and that was one of the most mysterious things for us in our previous ESP. And we learned a lot really quickly about things that we thought we knew, but we actually didn't know. So that was really a big learning for us. And also, just the speed and ease which we were able to build emails, we were able to do more, faster, better. And that was huge for us. We were a small team. So to be able to accomplish more and drive more revenue with the same or less effort was really huge.
Awesome. And how have you leveraged our support team, deliverability across the entire ESP?
Well, I would say, number one, the tag quality is huge for Attentive. That's one of the biggest differentiators for us. Just the quality of the segments that we're able to build now versus a year ago is enormous. Deliverability, huge. It's not something that I think you normally question in the ESP world. You just kind of assume email's been around a long time, emails get delivered, we've figured this out by now, but there actually is room to grow there, and there are differences in different providers. We have leveraged the support team a lot. Our email provider, our email support whale, bless him, he has done a lot for us. He has done a lot for us. I won't even go into it. But that was part of another big reason why we were willing to take the chance on moving over to Attentive, because we knew what we were getting into. We knew that there was a trust there. We knew there was a quality and understanding of our branding, understanding of our voice, and haven't let us down yet. So it's been awesome.
Amazing. Now, how are you thinking about cross-channel orchestration and your SMS and email as you go into Black Friday, the holidays? How are you thinking about doing that?
That's a great question. We are a little different. Just because we're a vitamin and supplement brand, we don't really think Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We really use that time to leverage Giving Tuesday and highlight our social mission. It's kind of a nice little refresher in this time of year to just get that message out instead of 50% off on vitamins. So we really focus in on Giving Tuesday, which is great, and we do orchestrate a lot of email versus SMS. We ran quite a campaign last year on only SMS, and I'm so excited to see what it looks like this year with both and kind of everything living in the same place and really being able to optimize around customer preferences and how they get communications from us.
Awesome.
So more to come on that. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be great.
I'm excited to see it. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. It is so great having you as a customer.
You.
Everyone check out their Ollie vitamins. The melatonin has helped me all week.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And next up, as you heard in our keynote this morning, we're so excited to unveil our Magic Composer, an industry-first way for marketers to automate both their email and SMS campaigns. So I'm going to bring up Ryan Burr again, and he's going to do another live demo. Shout out to Rebuy for this Wi-Fi. Thank you so much for keeping us on track with these live demos. Ryan.
Yeah, +1 to that. I'm back. So we just talked about the value of being able to orchestrate journeys across channels. It's cool, makes sense to everybody. It's kind of like peanut butter and jelly. But wouldn't it be awesome if we could do that with campaigns as well? Well, good answer, we can now. So we've recently released something that we call Magic Composer. It's part of our campaign functionality. And what this is going to allow you to do is basically be able to orchestrate your SMS and email campaigns into a single experience. Now, before I go into that functionality, I do want to call out some new stuff you'll see within campaigns if you do go into email. We can now filter by channel within our campaign section. We can also go into things like the calendar view, get a single look at how many cross-channel SMS and email campaigns I have going out at a single time, maybe where I have gaps in my calendar and I should be filling them. Now, if we go into actually building out one of these campaigns, what you're going to notice is now I have access to typical email functionality, one-time email message. We can do A/B testing based on send time and full message testing, like subject lines and content. But we now have access to the Magic Composer. So if I go into this, I'm going to be asked what my first message to my user base is going to be. So for this example, again, I'm the CMO of Orchard Street Coffee. I'm getting ready for a Black Friday sale. And coinciding with that Black Friday sale, I'm also going to be releasing a new type of cold brew. It's actually my oat milk cold brew derivative. And I want to start off with SMS as the first touch to my base. So we're going to go and we're going to build an SMS campaign. And candidly, I cheated a little bit on this because internet and stuff like that. So I've pre-filled some of these sections. You're going to see giving it a message name for analytics purposes. I've also turned this into an MMS campaign, so I'm targeting out a hero image of the cold brew that I'm going to be offering, as well as a link to go buy it. And then I'm going to go through a typical build scenario. So we're going to do a campaign to the entire audience. I'll turn off smart sending for this. We're then going to tell the system when to send the message. I'm fine with sending it at 1:45. I want to do it on the 21st of October, and we'll use the subscriber's local time zone for this. So it's going to engage everyone at 1:45 Mountain Standard, Eastern Time, stuff like that. And great. Pretty simple, right? I just scheduled a campaign. We've all done that before. So where's the magic at? Where this gets really interesting is I can add follow-up messages to that initial campaign. So for this next follow-up, I'm going to use email. And now as I go to schedule this out, I'll do typical build again, so we'll name this email follow-up. And when I go to select my audience, you're going to see retarget based on the previous message engagement. So for this individual, I can either target based on people who did not click and do like a basic re-engagement styled campaign with maybe the same content or call to action. Or, in my example, I would rather target people who clicked but hadn't purchased yet. So I'm going to choose that audience. I'm going to go through and schedule this out. We'll send it the day after. Let's do it on the Monday, actually. We'll give them a weekend to go and make that purchase. And then I'm going to fill out some basic email details again. So things like from name, from address. One thing I always like to call out here, by the way, our team actually helps any email sender authenticate their domain on our system. So we'll work with you through the DNS process to make sure that you can send from your own domain. Not a fan of shared domains myself. Leaves too much up to the deliverability of how other people are sending on that domain. So this is something I always push for. You're going to have access to a subject line and preview text like you would in any other ESP. I will call out with ours. You can include the macros directly from these curly brackets here or an emoji as well. I'll do a really creepy subject line here. So I'm going to say, hi, first name, we saw you. That'll get their attention. Now, I'm happy with that, and then we go into our builder. So again, I have access to an HTML builder. Candidly, it's going to be like a text editing experience. So if I'm building HTML, it's really easy for me to just copy and paste from a third-party tool or maybe another ESP. If I go into our drag and drop, it's going to actually open up my template repository, though. So these are all templates I've built in the past that are now stored in Attentive, and I can just grab these and make edits and reuse them as I see fit. I'm going to grab that new oat milk cold brew promo. And now, again, I'm not going to have too much time to go into the editor here. Building email content is obviously a very important aspect of building email. I will call out, though, you're going to see all the standards that you would be used to with the most WYSIWYG offerings. You're going to build containers using rows. You're going to have access to all these different product and content modules to incorporate personalized content recommendations and stuff like that directly into your template. And then you can always preview it, send a test to yourself, a list of users. We also do have dark mode testing, by the way, which I personally really enjoy now that we see this abundant engagement on mobile devices. Now, if I save and continue this, again, it's going to allow me to schedule out this message, and I can keep going. So again, the beauty of Magic Composer is I'm just going to have access to build out campaigns to my user base across SMS and email that coordinate with each other and allow me to do basic retargeting off of what they did with the previous message to drive better personalized experience with campaigns. Thank you again for your time. Now it's my great pleasure. I'm going to bring up Eric, our Chief Customer Officer, to bring us home and wrap up this breakout. Welcome to the stage, Eric.
I brought gifts. We have gifts, so I brought some. So I'm excited to tell people about our enterprise platform, and I'm going to give out gifts to try and make this interactive, but see how it goes. So you know, sort of Attentive, we pride ourselves on having built a flexible platform that you can bring your own data into and sort of make your own. So we did not build for email a one-size-fits-all solution. So we want to make this as flexible as everything else, and that comes with attribution as well. So everything around finding the right person, who actually bought, did they buy on SMS or email, doing all of that really easy. Who would like a gift to make, yes. Would you like the bag? Yeah. Trying to make this fun. So, and second, for SMS, I think people know this, there's a lot of compliance for SMS. It's different in every country. We're live in about a dozen of them. For email, we're live globally. So you can use our patented two-tap solution everywhere that you are. We will be able to manage all of that. And we're actually building a single platform view so that you can have all of your SMS channel across all of the different geos and email all in one place to make it a lot easier to manage, especially for stuff like journeys, where there's a lot of context you have to get through. Who would like a gift? Yes, that was the first hand. Blue light glasses. Let me go to the next one here. So the last thing around integration, so we have built, I want to say, almost 150 different integrations, and we are bringing in more and more data for email. So everyone knows SMS as a medium, a much more constrained palette than email. And so as we've expanded to email, we've wanted to make sure we're able to get in even more so that we can bring in more personalization. And we are actually opening up our APIs and webhooks so that all of our partners can build on top of Attentive. This is something that, especially for email, where there's so much information to bring in, we know is really important. So this is a huge priority for us. And you know, I have one last gift. Yeah. That was a lot. So if we could hand that over to that gentleman who is very excited. We're here to tell you as much as we can, but if you want to get in touch with us, please scan the QR code, reach out to someone. We are more than happy to talk about this. It's something we're really excited about. More than 500 brands are already working with us for this. So I see a couple of people doing it. Thank you. And that's all we got for today. So thank you for coming out. And if you have feedback, like more gifts, here's how to leave it. Do we have music? Outro. Thank you. Cool outro music. So if you have questions, please come up to the mic. We have a Q&A, which I completely forgot about because I was so excited to give stuff out. So I'll chill up here. We'll bring back Candace. We'll bring back Ryan. If people have questions, happy to take them. Yes.
Do you have any suggestion when it comes to frequency of sending SMS?
Yeah, so the question is around if there's a good frequency for sending SMS. I'd say that it matters sort of over the life cycle. So when someone just starts with SMS, and it's an interesting experience for us because, you know, in a lot of cases, people have not done SMS at all. People don't segment as much because you have an audience that's like just signed up. And so people are sending one message every week, 2 messages a week, but to everybody. What I'd say happens over time is you want to segment that audience more and more. And so the way that I start to think about it is you want to send 10, 15, 20 different SMS, but to different audiences so that the same person is not getting 20. Some people want 20. So you have some people who click on every single text, and they are super fans, and they're begging you for more. You should keep sending them. But most people want to fall more into that like 6, 8, 10 range, but it really comes down to the audience segmentation. Cool. Mike, someone's at the mic.
Yeah, I came to the mic. For the magical journeys, there was an option for retargeting. And in that retargeting, it was like, if someone has clicked, they can get this message. If they haven't clicked, get another. For the entire journey, can you reset that like click metric to be some other conversion metric that you're interested in for that stream?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you could do that. Like you could switch to sending to a segment of users or to your all subscribers again. Candidly too, there's gonna be different retargeting rules for email where we can look at things like lack of open and then retarget. What I'd love to do, by the way, is we can always connect on this like after this session, and I could walk you through our plans for Magic Composer. There's actually a lot of retargeting that is planned that wasn't shown today on screen.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. We should have gifts for people who ask questions.
I know. I feel like we could be just tossing
if
stuff
Garrett
out.
in the back can hear me and he wanted to bring gifts out, he could do that. Oh, we have a lot of people at the mic. I can't actually see. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, do you have a way to evaluate and analyze reputation score when it comes to DNS and sending and deliverability? Like, do you work with a third party?
Yeah, we do. So we have an in-house deliverability team, tons of experience across the board, working with a lot of like the more infrastructure ESPs out there. The reason I bring that up is they're very familiar with all the tool sets that are required to do that. So We do free list validation with customers who are interested. We do seed list testing. We get into Google Postmaster tools and all the other industry reputation tools. And what I think is really interesting is that's just part of our support. You're actually going to have access to a deliverability consultant free of charge that's going to actually help you to increase a reputation score and ensure you're getting into the inbox.
Perfect, thank you.
I think we only have time for one more question. Sorry to cut everyone off, but we're running a little behind. So one more question.
Go in the middle.
Okay, so I was kind of curious about the analytics, that are coming through, especially for open rate and the iOS 15 updates and all of that, because obviously a lot of the analytics are super inflated now with email. So how are you guys, what are you doing to combat that? Because I know Klaviyo, which is probably who we're talking about in a lot of this, is I know that they actually changed a lot of things. So you can now say, do not, count this revenue if they didn't physically click into the email, if it just kind of sat in their inbox. So what are you guys doing to combat that, if anything?
So we have a lot of tools coming out that are actually available in kind of a beta phase right now. We can always work with CSMs to turn them on different accounts, but one of the big ones is iOS MPP enabled, looking at open attribution metrics. So we can remove iOS MPP where we see that they've obfuscated the user agent from any open attribution. So that'll help from the revenue conversion side. And then we're currently building out a segmentation tool that allows you to filter on open events and then take those out. And then over time, the next iteration of that is going to be a reporting tool that allows you to see what is likely a human open versus what we've identified as a possible machine open. Again, another topic I could talk about for hours. So if you want to talk after this, be happy to.
Yeah, I would like to do that because I have tons of questions around that.
Let's be back there and we'll talk about it.
Amazing. So I think we're good here, but thank you again for coming out. We're going to bring gifts to anyone who asked questions and did not get them. And I don't know if there's even more outro music, but thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everybody.